Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Rich Taylor, aka Spec Media YouTube channel, coming to you live and direct with my co-host Aaron Yeezy Yee. We want to say hello to everybody. Everybody coming from the Beyond Wednesdays YouTube channel. They had an unbelievable live stream with their industry show tonight, and special guest host of Key Collector Comics, Nick. But yeah, let's go ahead and introduce Aaron and I, and we will get going. What's up, Aaron? How you doing, bud?
Doing pretty good. You know, we were talking. I was just out of town for to play a gig and stuff like that. So pretty decent gig. Had a lot of fun. But it's back to being getting back into business of talking comics and stuff like that. So
Back in the grind.
I
Hmm.
mean, the grind never stops, right?
That's why I love Aaron. I mean, I love Aaron for a lot of reasons, but I love the fact that he just keeps coming back to comics because he's kind of like me, but we're similar in the sense that we're into a lot of different stuff. So yeah, I respect that about Aaron.
Well,
Respect.
comics has always been that like base, that is that
Yeah,
nice base station where it's like where you come from, right?
right.
And then like it's always nice to fall back and then or slash keep up what's going on with it.
100%. I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
All right. Funhouse holding it down with the wrench. I said Funhouse is the second best moderator in the comic book YouTube community. Very close second. Of course, AOA being number one. Funhouse, very close second. We'll say 1A. How about that? Thank you,
What's up?
Funhouse.
What's up, Mike?
Mike's a good guy. He says 69 more subs. Thank you. Appreciate you, Mikey.
Are we that close now?
Yes, yes. And once we hit yeah, I think we're at like 931 or something. Once we hit 1,000, I'm buying every single moderator something. Every moderator's getting something, whether it be, some.
Oh, I was supposed to build a wheel.
Oh yeah, we have a wheel. We have a giveaway coming up. So
I'll get that
yeah,
set throughout the entire show, but
yeah,
we'll have
we'll
it
get to
ready
it.
by the end.
There we go. Funhouse Comics says popcorn yellow striped smile. It must be the emoji thing. That's awesome. Hey, Spidey Guy Murph, what's up, man? He says, will Tuesdays be our I love how you said our. That's amazing. Thank you very much. That's very cool. To consider me as part of your community. That's awesome. Says, will Tuesdays be our scheduled show dig going forthwith or whatever, going forth to be like set in stone now, or are we going to go randomly back and forth between Mondays and Tuesdays, willy nilly for a bit? I do like watching live. I get you, brother. No, we just had to do this Tuesday and then last Tuesday because I had a doctor's appointment today that had a lot of moving parts that had to go on. I had to get some paperwork and stuff. And then Aaron he also had a band. I already had a band. He also had a show on the weekend. I wanted to give him an extra day of rest. And on top of that, last week he had some stuff going on. So next week we'll return.
Last week I had practice, so
yeah. So
yeah.
yeah. Aaron's the resident rock star, just to let you know. So
I try sometimes.
yeah.
I don't have hair
Funhouse.
anymore. I can't do that.
Your boy, the alien. What up, man? He says, cheers. Appreciate you. Crimson Terror. What up, man? I was waiting for that post for that Art Adams 1 in 25 lot you won. I was hoping to see it soon. Hopefully you put it up. Show everybody your swag, buddy. Those are nice variants. I'm really happy that you got them, and I'm happy you liked them. So thank you very much for your subscription and also for your support, and congratulations on that win. Jeffrey Drake says, what is it with comic guys and bass playing? Probably because bass playing is like the easiest instrument of all. And to be honest with you, a lot of bass players are pretty lazy, with exception to Yee, because he's probably the most not lazy person I've ever met in my life.
But I play guitar too, as well.
Well, yeah, he's actually a resident guitar player at heart.
But I play bass as well.
If you get, so here's the rule: if you can play guitar, if you are, let's say average and above at guitar, you can play bass. Just fair. Doesn't mean you're less Claypool, okay? But it means that you can play bass. You can play the same riffs rather than playing chords. You're playing one. I mean, you still play chords on based on sometimes, but yeah, it's a lot easier unless you're on your own, like I was saying, Les Claypool or Fieldy or something, and you're just on another planet and you're doing like a bunch of fills and stuff. So yeah, boy, the alien says, "What's up, ye?" Or he threw up the horns. Hell yeah. Mojo Quid, what up, man? He said, "What up, peeps?" Peeps. All right, cool. A lot of people still over Beyond Wednesdays, trying to get the chat going. Well, look at that. Our resident rock star is also our resident MC and DJ. Yeezy, yee. Let's go. Jeffrey Drake says, "Easy to learn, hard to master. I play all rhythm instruments, guitar and drums." And it says you got to be Mobile Quiz says you got to be able to do a funky bass face though. Oh, gotcha. All right, let's go. I'll get yeah, Les Paul was a pretty damn good guitar player. I wish I had a Les Paul guitar. Les Claypool though, he's the man. I'm a bass player and I just love Les Claypool. But all right, let's go. Let's get into this. We are on episode 18.1 for Buy the Dip, comic book market watch. You guys know, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Double click that notification bell to also you don't miss any content forthwith. Aaron and I both do card breaks and we do comic book speculation, investment, and we do also like pickups, haul, and we have some stuff planned probably towards or after SDCC. So make sure you got that notification bell on. And if you guys are using the mail, UPS, FedEx, or DHL for any collectible literature, especially comic book and magazine size, and even slab size, make sure you're using Gemini Comic Supply. Use the code Popcorn99. You'll get 10% off your next purchase. There's a bonus code, SSP, like super short print, 99, all one word, SSP 99. You'll get 10% off to share with your buddy or what have you. So the slab mellers are great, by the way. But all right, let's go. Let's go over last week's Buy the Dip list on the House of Stein original Hot 10 comic show last Friday. What was that, Aaron? Friday the 18th? 19th?
19th, because 420 was Saturday. So
Gotcha. Yeah. All right. Aaron loves that 420, man. He loves it.
Oh man, it was a good show.
All right, let's go to number 5 at the beginning. All right, so we have Catwoman number 51. What's going on here, Aaron? I think this is for raw copies. What, VF near mint or better?
Yeah, very fine near mint, and then I guess it's 2 near mint plus copies or something like that. I don't know, from that range, right? So this time last year in April of 2023, average fair market value was $166.
With a high sale of 200, I saw.
Yeah, with a high sale of $200. So now the fair market value average is $91, and with a low sale of $72.
Jeez.
And so that is down at or about 45%.
To be honest with you, we could have probably put this one up at number 1.
Honestly, yeah. I mean,
yeah.
Wait, do you remember like a couple months ago when Longshort was on Modern Comic Mayhem?
Yeah, I think, was I on that? I know I was on one of them, but go ahead.
I think it was the first time that he was on. So
yeah,
I
was on. I was on.
Yeah.
I think I was on.
Okay, so the discussion was during that show was about like stores that are doing homage covers and how it like
yeah,
in the short in the short term it hurts it hurts the original's value, and then but long term wise it actually the original goes up in price, right? And then the homage kind of goes down, dips in price, and then the original like usually stays up, right? Or
right.
it'll fluctuate. Well, didn't they redo Catwoman 51, that cover, recently? Like I want to say a store did a variant for this where it had like no cleavage,
I think you're
That's
right. I
or
want to say yes. I don't know exactly, but I remember us talking about this like when that
or,
happened, right?
or maybe even I want to say, was there a La Mole Mexico foil of this recently? Like, if I'm not mistaken, or am I just making up covers?
Well, let's check it out. Let's
Uh,
check it out. So,
so, because if that's the case, La Mole was not too long ago. So I'm thinking this is that dip in price for the original, and then I would honestly expect to see increases of this, like where people that don't have the original, but then have the, like, either the foil, whatever, homage, something close to it, then they get that bug that I have to have the original as well to pair with this.
mm-hmm.
So I could see that happening, down the line.
Okay, let me see here. 51. We'll put variant there. All
Oh,
right, let's
Blind
so
Adam saying, was there a New York City Comic Con foil of this?
let's check it out. So let's go over here to eBay and just see, because rather than go to cover price and my comic shop or
Oh, right
whatever,
there, right off
I
the
just
bat, foil variant.
there you go, right there. So foil variant says New York Comic Con, Adam Hughes foil variant. Okay, 25 made, 25 made, 10 of 25. Looks like they numbered them.
Or is that in future reference of
Or is that
October
October 25?
2025?
Is that like a
Is this
2 year, a year and a half pre-order?
is this a preview pre-order?
Okay, so it says item description from seller, Adam Hughes exclusive cover, Catwoman 51. I'm really glad you brought this up, by the way. Good job. New York Comic Con exclusive foil variant pre-sale 1025 DC Comics 2006. It says you will receive a Catwoman 51 foil NYCC variant. Expected release is
Oh,
October 25th. So that was last year.
or is it
So
saying that's coming up in this October?
because it would say pre-order, right?
It does say pre-order. It
Oh, it
doesn't have
does.
this.
I don't see
Yeah,
pre-order on
if you
there.
keep scrolling down,
Uh huh.
it's at you read it where it said pre-order. Yeah, right there.
Pre-sale
Pre-sale.
1025. Yeah, but is that okay? Let's look for another one. Let's look for another one. No, that has to be from last year. Here's one in hand.
Oh, okay.
There you go, right there. So
Okay,
that,
yeah. Uh,
yeah, there's one in hand right there.
and then the 25th was a date for New York City Comic Con 2023.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah, Texas Snake. What up, man? All right. I'm glad you joined us. He says it was from last year. Okay, good. Thank you guys.
okay.
Appreciate
Oh,
that.
so maybe this is disproving Long Short then at this point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that that conversation. I was specifically in that conversation, but I wasn't really. I think the point I was making was the part we were talking, if we do like the fact that they're putting these iconic no, I'm sorry. They were putting new covers like 1 in 25s on facsimiles, and I said I think that's how the conversation first started, and then it eventually molded to what we're talking about now. And I
Mm.
remember I said that I'm good with them doing that, especially like older ASM keys and stuff like that. Even some moderate keys. I wouldn't go as low as like the second appearance of Richard Rose, the Wilson Fisk's son, like 256 instead of 255. Like, I don't know. I just thought
I
if it was
did. You,
a
I mean,
non
they're
key, I
doing
thought
that.
it was kind of weird.
I mean, they're doing that entire ASM run from 250, all the black suit stuff,
Oh,
starting with 250.
so they are doing all this. Oh, just the black suit stuff. The black suit
Yeah,
stuff.
so
Gotcha.
so that's 252 to like almost 300 basically. Anyways,
Yeah. So my
right?
point was is that it really has nothing to do with what we're talking about, what Aaron was talking about here. But this is how the conversation started. Ben. Shout out to Mr. Longshort, Ben DeShane. You guys make sure you subbed up to him on IG. Probably one of the best IG market report guys out there. And he also does a show with Aaron on Thursdays, and he does a show on Mercenaut's channel on Sundays. You can get down in the description below. The show's called Long Story Short, and Aaron is the host of that show. Make sure you guys are subbed up to Near Nirvana. Yeah, I agree with a lot of stuff that that Long Story Short. I love his point of view and outlook on the market. But there's some things that we didn't agree upon, and one of the things we didn't agree upon is I really think that these new 1 in 25 covers on these ASM facsimiles are a cash grab. Now, if it's on something that is a classic or iconic key, maybe even not even like a serious key, like a moderate key that everybody always has in their collection, like, but they don't really think much of it. Like first Hobgoblin, not 238, but the other one, the third Hobgoblin. You know what I mean? Like that would be cool. I'd be okay with them doing a 1 in 25 on a facsimile with that. That'd be fine with me. Yeah, I just think that when you're doing the filler books, even if it is like Black Suit tie-in or what have you, I just think it's a little bit of a cash grab. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. What do you think?
I think, okay, so for that extended run of all the Black Suit stuff, like there's definitely going to be issues within that run that no one has the 1 in 25, because who the fuck is ordering a 1 in 25 for
good point
ASM like 286? Can anyone tell me actually what happened in that issue?
Good point.
I mean, like, if someone does know what happens in that issue, awesome. Like, I just don't know offhand. You know, I just picked a random number. Watch it be like some random stupid important something, but it's probably not.
I'm sure you'll get corrected in the comments, but anyway.
Yeah, but I mean, but the point being though, right? Like,
yeah,
is there actually a retailer that's going out there and buying 25 facsimiles for that entire, you know, for whatever Marvel does for that? Like, I don't know the answer besides Midtown. Like,
yeah, I don't know the answer either, because my not to interrupt, but just to add, so we don't forget this point, my LCS is Comics, Tunes, and Toys, and he orders a shitload of facsimiles. But he's big. I mean, I would say he's one of the biggest ones in Orange County, but he's not like Midtown big. So
right,
I don't
where
know.
he's covering most of the area until, like, I would assume a 5-mile radius to your next shop, or even 10 or 20 or whatever.
Yeah, so I think that was a good answer. Like, I don't know the answer. Yeah, I think that was good.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, but going back to the original point of this book, I think it'd be interesting to look up what prices are in October of the original, not the foil. Like, who gives a shit about a foil since the next con already happened? You know, I mean, like, you know, if that's something that you want, that you love this cover and it's shiny, whatever, you like it a lot, like, you know, it's a good PC book. But speaking in, like, in the terms of like investments and stuff like that, like, am I investing in a facsimile of a foil book, like, that no one cares about a year later? Probably not. Will I buy stuff that Will I buy myself like foil covers of covers I like take for instance, like uh Detective Comics 880. DC put out foil covers for that like a long time ago. Around the same time, like they were doing foils of Frank Miller's The Darkest Night, or or Dark Knight Returns. Um, you know, the things they made different on that is they just took away all the trade dress stuff.
Yeah.
But it's the same interiors and it's just a full cover. I just personally like shiny stuff, so I bought it.
But
did I think it was going to go up in price? I knew it was going to go up in price when it first came out, but after a while, I knew it was going to drive down.
Is that why you put those Daytons on your e-bike?
The what? Daytons?
You don't know what Daytons are?
Mm-mm.
Oh my god, you don't listen to Snoop Dogg or Dr. Dre or anything?
Oh yeah,
rolling on Daytons. Like Daytons are these like they're a type of rim, and
okay.
They're either
I know
chrome
what
or
you're talking
gold,
about now. Yeah,
and
yeah.
they're deep dish and they're small.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about now.
Let me go ahead and hit this. King of the Gold State, thank you very much. Aaron, we got to give him a wrench. Make sure we remind me if I forget.
I can do that.
Appreciate you. King of the Gold State is the 286, the Gang War storyline. Sorry, random thought. And it's funny you brought that up because I responded, I think so.
See, I knew it would happen. I would pick a random issue and something like maybe important happened to it. My bad.
Yeah. Good man. Good man.
All
All
right,
right.
what happened in 285 then?
Well, I think. Well, no, because
No, I'm just joking around.
yeah, I know. I think that was like what King of the Golden State. Let me know, what is that, like 8 issues, and it went into, I think, Spectacular or Web of Spider-Man too, right? There was like one or two, and there was also a one shot involved in the Gang War storyline. So, all right, let's go. Let's move on. We are at Batman 635. This was a Ben Stein by the Dip pick, and specifically in a CGC 98. I apologize for the image. I just was in a little bit of a hurry. What's going on here, Aaron?
All right, so for Batman 635, the first appearance of Jason Todd as Red Hood, a CGC 98, the fair market value of March of 2023 to September of 2023, the average was $330. The fair market the average fair market value now is $200. So that is down at or about 33%. You're on mute.
Yep. I caught it. Okay, first off, do you like this character? Is this something that I mean, not only to collect, but from an investment point of view, do you see this character flourishing? I mean, it's already flourished, but actually, like this first appearance and this character and his variants first appearance, you see it getting a bump in the future for any reasons besides just comic book nerds?
Well, so historically, Red Hood has always been important within the Batman DC comic storyline, and the character that who Red Hood is underneath the mask. I think DC can play a lot with that, right? That they can give hints of different, that it could be any of these, like, so and so characters, hinting at being the Joker or something like that, or hinting at being Jason Todd. You know, I think DC and James Gunn can have a lot of fun with that throughout the, like, just with, like, you know his Easter eggs throughout all his films, like especially in Guardians, right? So if he gets to do stuff with Batman, like, I wouldn't surprise me if he does Red Hood, like, Easter egg stuff.
Yeah. I like this character. This character's badass. I like all the variants. I mean, even the
Yeah.
open to order cardstock variants, he's always looks badass on most of those. Yeah, I like this character. I just don't know much. I even mentioned it Friday on the show. I was like, just don't know much about this character in continuity and or this book. So
Yeah, I mean, and then just Jason Todd in general, right? Like,
yeah,
do people like him as Robin or as, like, other characters? And I think the answer is other characters.
other characters, because I think that the Damian Wayne is the Robin of the future for at least the community that I've spoken to. That's what they want to see.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but that's what I've heard. So, all right, let's move on. We're looking at Edge of Spider-Verse #2. This is the third print design variant. It's the only cover besides the 1 in 25 that is different of the late prints, first print, or what have you. And this specifically is in a CGC 98. We pulled some crazy data. This was Aaron pulled this. Aaron, what the hell? What did you report on Friday? It blew my mind.
Yeah. So a fair market value. So in February of 2023 and June of 2023, the fair market value was 153. And then you had multiple sales recently below $100. So the fair market value between the March of 2024 to April of 2024 is $95. So it's down 38, or yeah, down 38%.
Wow. You probably know what I'm going to ask you, but personally, from a budget point of view, are you buying in at $93?
Oh, in a budget point of
Or
view.
What did I say? 95. I'm sorry, $95
Yeah, am I buying in?
and $95 CGC or
I
98.
I mean, am I making a decision like, will I eat this week or buy this comic? I'm going to eat this week.
No, no. Let's
But
say we're playing
like
$100 hauler, right?
I have I have $100 disposable income. Like,
And
am
you
I
go to the
gonna?
LCS, and this is on the wall. It says $95. So we'll say $100 even with tax,
Yeah,
or
yep.
you can buy a bunch of new books that come out this week.
I'm buying this book.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of Spider-Gwen, anyways. Uh, I like all the different variants. That there's multiple printings, like what 5 printings of this, and then you have issue 0 with the original print and second print. What's up, Rebo? Um, and then even with the issue 0, right? Like it has a similar cover to the first print.
Yeah, it's like an
Uh,
homage, right?
right. I mean, it's basically the same cover.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It just has a zero. Yeah, yeah, got it.
yeah, and
And they also homaged it too, like issue 34, like the last issue too, right?
yes, they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So I know they like that cover a lot, but I like how this stands out within that.
yeah,
And
I
then it's still, on my opinion, like on the better side of design
design
cover.
variants. Yeah, yeah, I totally agree. I agree with you on all points. I think from a retailer point of view, maybe they thought, hey, this late printing, maybe this could have been a test for wrapping these reprints into a new cover. Because if you think about it, the way the first print all the way down to the 5th or 6th, what was it, 5 prints or something like that?
Yeah.
And it wasn't a lot of designs that were like late printings during that
Oh,
2014 to 16 era. Like,
right. Where it's like minimal changes, right?
right.
During this time period. Like they're very subtle. So if you're not looking out for it, or if you're not looking carefully, you can overlook it. So, first, second, fourth, and fifth print, the only way to tell the difference is really looking at the bottom of the book to see what color barcode it is.
Yeah.
I mean, you could use the barcode trick too as well.
I do the barcode.
I always use the barcode trick just to check, anyways. Like,
yeah, because sometimes when they just change the color of the trade, and I totally get that because it's just a reprint, right? But now this stuff is collectible, and now it's liquid. A lot of it, like key issue, low print run, new cover, whatever the deal is. Well, sometimes when it just changes that trade, sometimes I got to look at that barcode,
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I'm a fan of later printings, to an extent, I should say, right?
Yeah, definitely. And I'm with you. I do like it when they do the interior, a real nice interior panel for a cover. Don't like it all the time. I would probably say most of the time it probably doesn't look right, but when they get it right, they get it right.
Yes, I 100% agree with that. Like,
Yeah.
where you can no longer tell the difference between like a splash page or a cover. Like,
Yeah, good point.
you know it's going to be money, and especially I think it's a nod to the readers, right? Because a lot of times it's one of those high points in the story that changes the direction of something, right?
Yeah,
Or
definitely.
an important part of the story, I should say.
Lord of Brooklyn says, blame King of the Golden State and his 50-cent keys, hoarding them from us collectors. Doesn't he have like King of the Golden State, don't you have like 8 or 9 AF-15s and they're all graded? Like, insane, dude. When I saw that post, I was like, I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy.
I mean, how else do you afford to live in California or in the Bay Area, right?
Hey, this might be a question for you, Aaron, because I don't know. I wasn't collecting comics in 2014. I was collecting comics in 2016. Weren't those in Five Below packs?
I don't know about this book in particular, but the famous book I do know that everyone talks about from the Five and Below packs were the UF4s, Jurjevic variant. Design
Doc
very
Joe.
correct.
Yeah.
What's up, Dr. Joe?
We agree. We agree. There's a
yeah,
few we like for different reasons. But
yeah. If you showed me any other design variant, I can think of one other design variant I do like.
which one?
Brian Still Freeze Black Panther. I don't remember what issue,
Ooh, okay.
but
I'll have to check that out.
he does a T'Challa in his like traditional garb or whatever.
AOA holding it down. I was saying AOA backstage, and I was chopping up with Funhouse. I don't know if you saw my comments, but I go, Funhouse is the second best moderator in the YouTube comic book community. That's close second to AOA's. You guys are doing a great job. We really appreciate you. Love you, AOA. Love you, Funhouse. Awesome sauce saying what's up to Doc Joe. Doc Joe saying what's up. Appreciate that. Okay, King of the Golden State says that AF15 post was an April Fool's joke. The original poster PN me mad that day. Oh, you got me.
That's
You
awesome.
got me. You got me, bro. Okay. So I must have told like 4 or 5 people that story about how awesome you are. So I got to go back and tell them April Fools. But you are awesome, by the way. Just to let you know, that was just an incredible post, by the way, even if it was a joke.
You can be like, that was an elaborate joke for a month. Just wait until the end of the month now at this point.
Yeah. Wilbur, what up, man? He says, King of the Golden State out there caused drama as usual. All right, you guys. Let's move on to the next book. I don't want to keep Aaron too long. I know he has to go to work, and we will return by the dip. Episode 19 will be on next Monday, so we'll stick to the Monday for you guys. Okay. All right, let's move on. We're looking at the Nice House on the Lake, or Nice House on the Lake #1, specifically in a CGC 9.8. What's happening? What's going on here, Aaron? Why is it down? What's the numbers? Give us the goods.
Oh man. So Nice House on the Lake, a CGC 9.8, the April to 2023 fair market value was $75. The average fair market value now is $25. It is down 67%. So I found the listing off of eBay that a auction from Canada sold for $25 plus $13 shipping. Like, to me, that was insane on 2 different levels. A, the price to ship a slab from Canada, and then that's funny. The thumbs up went up. And 2, how do you get away with shipping a slab for $13 to Canada?
Yeah, I know that was that was funny. Like I was
or
like,
from Canada to America or vice versa. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. Like,
maybe we should do a show called "Buy the Dip and Postal Service."
right? Like, if it has good postal shipping prices, like, buy it.
Dumb. All right. Yeah.
You can end up with some crazy crap that way.
I remember. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry,
I was gonna say you could end up with a funny card for $5 shipping.
Oh, there you go. Media mail. I remember. I swear, I thought you sent us that screenshot of the $25 sale with the Canadian shipping. I can't find it. I wanted to show everybody it.
Oh, is it not in the group chat?
No, I don't see it in there. Maybe it's in the Beyond Wednesdays. I don't know. But
no, it would have been in the House of Stein chat.
So you are I would go as far as saying you are a James Tynion almost expert. I mean, you know a lot about James Tynion comic book releases, what he has going on and stuff. Let me ask you this before we get into that. I just want to ask, you knowing so much about Tynion, following him, knowing what's coming out before, when it's new to order and or FOC, and or on the Tiny Onion stuff. Do you see this book ever making a rebound? And to add to that question, has there been any rumors or anything with live action or animation adaptation on this title?
Well, so Nice House on the Lake is getting a part 2, a second series.
Okay.
And then with the amount of readers that are having good reception on this story, which makes a lot of sense now because the first 12 issues of the series is out on a trade paperback. So I feel like a lot of people who are initially excited about the first like 5 issues or whatever and then when it started trailing off a little bit of going to like every other month, I think people kind of fell off the title, and because Tinian was like stretching himself out thin, doing Batman, something that's killing the children, parts of House of Slaughter. So and then also don't forget also Department of Truth, right? So I think he's he's you can definitely tell he's on the darker side of things, and I I think it's what it's setting up is like one of these properties is going to cross that line, right? Of being made into something.
Yeah,
I think the reception of that will get his other stuff into production.
So James Kreider, thank you, James, for joining us. Appreciate you, brother. He says this just popped up again this week with the announcement of Nice House by the Sea sequel. Interesting. Funhouse says maybe McClay will send his 77 viewers here after his show. We could hit 1,000. I appreciate you, Funhouse. Mojo Quiz says that's wild. This is so low. I wonder if Tynion has any plans for the series with his production company. Go ahead, Aaron. Sorry.
Yeah.
King of the Golden State. Yeah, all Tynion titles are down. He put a comment on the IG. Department of Truth, Something's Killing the Children, House of Slaughter.
Don't tell everyone.
Yeah, I mean, we've had those books on. It's just I only put 5 on there, so maybe one day we'll switch. Maybe after 1,000, we'll switch this show to just 10, like a 10 or whatever. So, but I appreciate you giving me the feedback. It's a lot to think about. Especially when it comes to money, right? So that's strong. Jeffrey Drake says, anybody not subscribed, I appreciate you. Hit that button, it's free. Let's get rich up to 1,000. Man, you guys are awesome. Thank you guys so much. And it's Aaron and I. Don't forget Aaron. Aaron we've been 50-50 on this. He's helped me out so much with this stuff. I appreciate him. Planet AZ Comics says the Doomsday Clock Effect. It's a cool series, but it seemed like it took 12 years to complete. Good call. Yeah, that's a good comparison. Good comparison.
Yeah, that is true.
King Gold State says you can get a DOT 198 for $100 right now. Crazy. I think it was actually lower when we had it on, right? We had it on recently, right?
I want to say what, $75-$50, somewhere around there.
Yeah, it was crazy low. Our minds were blown. I remember.
I think it was like $100 for the secret variant, wasn't it? Or like $80 for
the Oswald. Yeah. I love that. I heard it was a 1 in 10, but I don't know. It could be something 1 in 5. James Kreider says new series launch in July. Spidey Hunter, what up, man? He says Yeez and Dala. What's good, fellas? What up, man? Thank you for joining us. Appreciate you. Funhouse, hold it down with the wrench. Says he's also writing Deviant for Image right now. Writing. Yes, got it. For Deviant. I haven't read Deviant. Have you read Deviant, Aaron?
I have the first issue. I haven't read it.
Wilbert, love his takes, his comments. Such a strong speculator, knows so much about the market, especially when it comes to Star Wars. Wilbert says Yee is spot on. Tynion is trying to do too much. Victim of his own success. Everything feels incomplete. Okay, that's hot take right there. Hot take.
I don't disagree, but I feel like on one of the titles, like I think if you wait it out, the payoff is going to be great. But I mean that could just be my optimistic side, right?
Yeah, definitely. That could be your I own all of his books. I want them to go up in value side. No.
I sold some off on like announcements and stuff like that. Like I sold my bathtub variant. I sold my extra decal 1 in 25. I'm trying to think what.
Just to let you guys know, Aaron and I are probably the only two of the entire crew. We always make these pump and dump jokes. And I think me and him are the only ones that actually laugh at it and get it. But yeah. Stan Swagger, thank you for joining us. Appreciate it. He says, yeah, I'm sure 9/8 first print of DOT were down to $30-$40. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. So thank you guys. Thank you, chat, for you guys have really opened our eyes for a lot of things. Let's get into the last book before we get into this week's Buy the Dip list that Aaron and I wrote. All right, we're looking at Batman number 6 from the 2012 New 52 series. This is the first print, cover A, specifically in a CGC 9.8. I believe this was a Ben Stein pick as well. What's going on here, Aaron? What did Ben have to say about this?
All right. So a CGC 9.8 recently sold for $160. This is the lowest since 2020. This book peaked at $600. The 90-day fair market value is $210. The 12-month is $280. So
Yeah,
so
go
here's
ahead.
the real question.
Yeah.
Is this the first appearance at the Night Court of House?
Well, they say this is the first appearance in full or first full appearance. So, what's the other book that if people are investing in the team, the Court of Owls, what's the other book, Aaron?
Wait, is it issue 2?
Is it issue 2? I don't know. I don't collect this character. I just I like Capullo though.
Yeah, I can't remember. I'm sure someone in the chat will remind us. I started collecting back at the tail end of New 52 during that transition period when New 52 was ending and Rebirth was starting. Oh, sweet. I did remember an issue. Okay, cool.
Hey, Mojo Quiz says, I listened to an interview with Tiny and Ward training about spectrograph, maybe talking about spectrograph. Tinying is doing a lot, but it helps him keep focused. He'd probably go crazy only working on one book. And that actually is a good follow-up comment to Wilbert's comment right here, where he says, trying to do too much, victim of his own success, everything feels incomplete. So, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Multiple people are saying this.
Yeah.
Doc Joe says he cannot find a raw 9.8 candidate. Feel you, Doc. Feel you. I have not personally looked for this book, but I am all about buying raw, pressing, and getting that 9.8. And I know the struggle. I'll have to check into this one. So,
but would you buy in at $160?
No, to me, no. I mean, I'm looking for the incentives, or the newsstand, because I do like.
Pack? Is there a combo pack for this?
I don't know if there's a combo pack, but I know there's a newsstand for this, and if with the Capullo cover, I definitely would go for that. I'm just not really into. With the very few, I mean, there's a very few exceptions. I'm just not into like specking or collecting team appearances unless it's like something really, substantial. You know what I mean? Substantial, and like New Agents of Atlas, where you got new characters involved, and those characters end up flourishing in their new comic book series. I'm just not into team appearances. Now, with I'll follow up. Is Court of Owls, is that characters that have already been in DC Comics coming together, or is this the first appearance of those members as well?
It's like a secret society for Gotham. Is what it is. And yeah, okay. It's the easiest way I can describe it. And then someone wrote in chat, Hush was debuted in the New 52 run. I thought Hush debuted in the Batman run
Teen Titans, right?
No, it was Hush. Hush.
Hush. I'm thinking of I'm thinking of Crash.
Yeah, so it was like that. It was that
or Crush. I'm thinking of Crush. Yeah.
Yeah. So Hush was in.
Yeah, I know you're talking.
The Jim Lee Batman covers like 607 or something like that. So that would have been before New 52.
I do have issue 2. It's a CGC 9.6 yellow. It has I think it has Capullo, and it has somebody else I don't remember. And I need to pull that out. I haven't even looked into my bin in such a long time in my graded books.
It's probably Snyder. It's probably Snyder.
I bought that in 2019, I think. It was when I was on the Signature series, finding deals on that. But first Talon.
What's crazy is I remember Snyder and Capullo, they were selling books from their graded books from their CGC collection. Like it even said on the label from the collection of like of Snyder or Capullo, like at a convention probably like 10 years ago at this point, like 9 years ago. I kind of wish I bought one.
All right. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Now, appreciate you, Aaron. Anything else you wanted to add about this book, by the way?
I think it'll be interesting to see if they actually do something with the Court of Owls. Like they've been alluding to that for a long time. So let's see if anyone can come up with something interesting with that.
Okay. All right. All right. All right. Really good analysis by Aaron and Ben. They both did the list last week. I didn't do shit. So I appreciate you guys. I was lazy last week.
I was prepared, or actually I found time during work to do it. I was like kind of like, oh, I need to start researching by the dip books or whatever.
Yeah.
And then
he finds them, I pull the data. All right.
It works.
Yeah. So let's get into this here, guys. Just to give you guys a heads up here, we're going to talk a little bit of Spec too as well. Nothing big, just 50-cent dollar books that just tie into specific characters that you might or might not know about. But in this specific list, Aaron and I, we both went in and guns blazing, and we wanted to find maybe some buying opportunities for you, and or maybe a book you might want to stay away from. So this is By the Dip, episode 18.1. This is Aaron and I's By the Dip list for this April 22nd to 2024. Let's get into number 5 before we get into the chat. Number 5. Okay, so this is X-Men number 49. This is volume 1. This is a Silver Age 12-cent book. We're looking specifically in a CGC 9.2. I did mention the possible investment opportunity at this grade note here, and I want you guys, you don't have to agree with me, but this is just me putting this out there, and you guys can process it any way you want to. So here's the numbers here, and just to let you know, this is, I wanted to make sure we had some X-Men books in here because X-Men's hot right now, and I want to find some ones that could, this X-Men 97 is starting to, bring these characters to the forefront, that their key books might be affordable still, or they might not be as hot as a lot of people think they would have been because of all the stuff that's happening. I think this is a good one. This is your first Lorna Dane first Lorna Dane, first appearance of Lorna Dane. She later becomes Polaris, and which we'll talk about in a minute. But daughter of Magneto. We're looking at CGC 9.2, February 2023 to July of 2023 on a 6-month average. Fair market value is $1,143 US on this particular grade. Go back, let's see, actually go forward a year and a month, 6 months to a year. Same book, same grade. We're looking at now a fair market value of $850 US, down 26% on the average, with a recent sale here, March 17th of $799.99. Before we get into this specific book, I want to go ahead and just hit these other ones real quick so you guys are familiar if you're not aware of who Lorna Dane is, Polaris. So she makes her second appearance here. This is a pretty popular book. There's a lot of stuff going on here. Second appearance of Mesmero, Origin of the Beast, first use of the classic X-Men design logo up there that you see on number 94 or what have you, or not 94, but this Steranko kind of deal. This is where your first appearance of Polaris is. This is where Lorna Dane actually becomes Polaris. This is in X-Men 97. You got a lot of other stuff coming up with this book. So going back to this particular character, Polaris, I like this character to show up in the MCU, animation, live action, what have you. I think this is an important character to the X-Men storyline. $850, down 26%. What do you think about this, Aaron?
So this is one of my all-time favorite X-Men characters of all times. I like issue 49 and 50, like not only for the first appearance and the second appearance. The second appearance cover, that's an amazing cover. I like 49 as well because it's the last time you see the trade, the classic trade that the the Silver Age X-Men has been for 49 issues, right? The other thing I did want to mention that I don't think I've mentioned anywhere else, if you're watching the introduction to last week's episode of X-Men 97, you see Polaris in the intro when they have Forge in the front, and then you see Strongman, and then you see that the girl with the green hair, that's her. So she's in the intro credits of X-Men 97. So it honestly wouldn't surprise me to see her at some point in time, especially with like how important Magneto's become with Forge, Forge and Storm storyline intertwining. It wouldn't surprise me if she eventually shows up within X-Men 97.
Yeah, I agree.
But that could be just wishful thinking as well.
Yeah, I'm also a Polaris fan. I've been wanting this book, this particular X-Men 49 book, for a long time. And to me, this book in a 8.5 or better is I mean, I would go as an 8.0 or better, but 8.5, I'd be totally happy. If I could find this in a 9.2 for $800, I'm a buyer. So I might even have to use my own, our own content to maybe go into negotiation power, because I think Aaron's onto something. I mean, this could be the final straw. I mean, we might see this book, at its lowest. I could be wrong. Don't get me wrong. I could be wrong. I can't tell the future, but everything that Aaron just mentioned sounds like a little bit of Easter egg callback to maybe what's going to happen in the future.
So Polaris was also already in a live action TV show. If anyone watched the show The Gifted,
yeah.
So she was a major character in that, and shout out to Emma Dumont for the actress that played her. She was really cool. I got to meet her at a small con, and I got her to sign a comic, and I think she was saying that was the first comic she ever signed.
So was Polaris in the Inhuman show, Aaron?
I don't know if she was in the Inhumans, but she was in Gifted, which was an X-Men based storyline from Fox. So, I mean, there was a couple other X-Men characters. Who was it? Like what? Warpath was in it, or was it the other indigenous people character? I don't know. Anyways, but then you had other characters like Blink in there. So there's multiple
Blink,
mutants.
yeah. Cool. Yeah. King of the Golden State says, I remember my dad giving me his comic collection, and X-Men 49 was in it. Still have it. Hell yeah, dude. What an awesome story. Hell yeah.
Oh,
go ahead.
You want to get really jealous? Do you know how much I paid for my X-Men 50 in a 9.2?
How much?
$300.
Whoa, I saw the numbers on that book after I was looking at this.
It was like 300, 330, somewhere around there. It was way before pandemic, like probably like right before I jumped onto Flipside.
Right.
Yeah. So
yeah, it's one of the reasons why we have these X-Men books on here, is because I didn't want to just go for low-hanging fruit on the books that we already know are down. I wanted to throw it up to Aaron and say, hey, let's talk about some hot books that might be a good buying opportunity or a window to get in before it might be a very short window, and this is definitely one of them.
Yeah. And then here's a crazy part about my X-Men 50. The case is signed by Steranko.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
Yeah, so it's not like signed on the book and the green label or anything like that. Just the case.
No, I remember we talked about that the first time on Flipside, and I remember I had like, I was like, I don't know, but then I think it was towards the middle or end of Flipside. You mentioned the Steranko on your slab, and I was like, oh, that's fucking awesome.
I mean, I like it because it's still a blue label, and then it didn't ruin the book, and I still have a signature. I mean, I don't really care if it's verified or not. Like,
yeah, for sure. You're a collector. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm a collector for this book, so it's like kind of like this was staying in the vault, even at those like crazy, ridiculous high prices that they were. I mean, even if I sold it probably today, I probably still make money off of the $300 I initially put into it.
Yeah, and it's not like it's not liquid anyways. I mean, you'll be able to get rid of that anytime you want. So
yeah, it's just always high hopes that some iteration of Polaris or Lorna Dane shows up again in the MCU.
I want to bring up this comment by AOA. I thought it was pretty interesting. Good point as well. AOA says not many people care about the non-costume first appearance, like Scott Lang Avengers 181 compared to Marvel 47. I have to agree. There's a few that I guess you could say are indifferent. But yeah, that's a good point. Like, do we want the first appearance of Green Goblin or do you want the first appearance of Norman Osborn, right? And that one's kind of weird because Green Goblin's first and then Norman Osborn. But yeah, I mean, do you want first appearance of Eddie Brock or do you want the first appearance of Venom? Yeah, I hear you on that one. Yeah, that's a good point. It's a good point.
But Doc Joe, it's still a blue label. Does it count as a blue label if just the case is signed? There was no witness.
Mojo Quiz says Polaris was in The Gifted. Totally underrated show outside of Deadpool and Legion. The Gifted was probably the best thing Fox did in terms of live action Marvel. Strong take. I like it. Spidey Gamer says, yeah, I was mistaken. It was Gifted. I was thinking of. Gotcha.
Well, it was released around the same time period of the Inhumans anyways. So that does make sense.
I like the Legion show until the last season. It was so psychedelic. I was getting car sick just staring at the TV.
That's why you got to take psychedelics while watching it.
That's Aaron's forte. Right. Let's move on. Let's go over these one more time. Yeah. So here's the one Aaron was talking about that he got a killer deal. He got this in, what'd you say, Aaron? 9.2 for 300.
Yeah, like that's 330 or 350 or something like that.
That's strong. Yeah. Hey guys, I apologize. I'm gonna try to get to everybody in the chat. Appreciate you guys. Hang in there. I'll get to your questions. And then of course it's your first appearance. Well, it's actually, they mention her. I don't know if she's in costume, to be honest with you. I don't own this book. I used to own this book. But this is, according to fandom, they're saying the first use of the name Polaris or first mention of Polaris, but everybody, I guess, like CGC, CBCS, all the grading companies, they mark this as a first Polaris. So I don't know, take that with a grain of salt, I guess, you can, with everything going on with their labeling. But and then here you go, you got the first team appearance of X Factor. These are those teams I don't really like to collect, but this is like a 50-cent book and they have it in newsstand. You have Havoc, Madrox, Polaris, Strong Guy, and Wolfsbane. And then you have this modern, I guess it's a reintroduction of Polaris, which is they go off of origin of Polaris, specifically the death of her parents and Magneto's intervention into her life. And then she reintroduces this new modern looking one. So that's X Factor 243. That's like you probably find that in a quarter bin. So yeah, let's get into number 4, guys, and then I will hit the comments in a section. I appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. Number 4, we're looking at Strange Academy 13. This is the Arthur Adams character spotlight variant featuring magic. This was not an incentive. We're looking at CGC 98 numbers. This is a key issue, not only for the cover of you Art Adams lovers, but for the guts as well. You have your first appearance of Gaslamp. It is a cameo appearance. I believe he shows up in 1 or 2 panels. I've read this story multiple times. And you get really good backstory on Zoe, which I really liked a lot. But if you are specking on Gaslamp, we'll go over a couple other books after this one. We're looking at March 2023 through a 6-month average through September 2023. I should say the beginning of 2020 of September 2023. Average fair market value, a lot of sales too, a lot of sales. This book has changed hands so many times. $110 US. Okay. Now we're going into this last 30, I would say 45 to 60 days. This book is a solid $50 US, down 54%. And if you can see the screenshots of these recent sales from February and March, you got them even below $50 here.
Damn.
What do you think about this, Aaron?
I need to pick up one ASAP. I've been waiting for this book to dip intentionally, because I remember Raws were selling for like what, 40-50 bucks at a point in time, like to get a 9.8. Like I know, like, you and Doc Joe like to do the whole buy the book raw and grade. I do that too, but I mean, like, to me, like,
for this cover,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not worth the wait. Or at a $50 buy-in, right? Or less than $50. Like, it's not worth the gamble to me. Like, I'd rather just get the 98.
Spidey Guy Murph, love those Marvel Universe handbooks A to Z. Man, I've learned so much about Spec and characters on those things. But he goes on and says, check for the Marvel Universe section, like the alumni section they have for like the canonized or out of continuity Marvel properties not made originally by Marvel Studios, where the other Marvel shows usually end up. So are you talking about those what's those books that Longshore used to talk about, Aaron, that we discovered on Flipside, that it was like the MCU universe, but it was like
Oh,
it
where's
told the
the
story in between the movies,
yeah,
right?
the like where a lot of the photo variants
Yeah, what are
are
those called? Those are called Marvel.
the
They're
Marvel
like,
Cinematic Comics or something
yeah,
like
they're
that.
like
Or
MCU comics or something like that. Is that what you're talking about, Spidey? Uh, good comment. I there's a lot there. If you can clarify that, I forgot Preludes. There you go. Comic book countdown. Thank you very
oh,
much. Yeah,
there you go.
MCU Prelude books, Marvel Preludes. Yes, thank you very much. Very strong. Is that what you're talking about, Spidey? If not, are you talking about the A to Z Marvel Universe handbooks? Cosmic One says that's a bargain buy all day. Yeah, as soon as I get off here, I'm gonna try to grab one of these right now for 50 plus shipping. I didn't even think about it until we just started talking about it. Aaron makes a lot of sense about just getting the 9A. I've already read the story. I already have I have like a bunch of cover A's. I have no more of these because I flipped them when I got them on release day. But and then I have a cover C with the green on it. Yeah. So what were you saying, Aaron?
I'm just saying type as I'm looking up stuff.
Oh, gotcha. Spidey Guy Merge says, I'm talking about TV shows on Disney Plus has a section for that when it separates from their original stuff. Oh, okay. All right. I'll check that out. I didn't know that. Okay. That's good to know. Thank you, Spidey. So Spidey Guy Murph is he's giving us cornbread. That's what he's doing. So he's basically saying on Disney Plus, on the MCU's Disney Plus app or whatever on your TV, Roku, there's a section there that talks about it's a section that talks about TV shows that either made it or didn't make it. That's away from their original MCU continuity stuff. Earth 1999-99, which is now considered the Inner Universe 616. Marvel, the Prime Marvel Universe is Earth 616. Now the MCU is going by the Inner Universe 616. So I know it's a mouthful, but that's interesting take there. Cornbread, and keep that in mind when I just said. All right. And then Jeffrey Drake says costs almost that much for grading and shipping. Yes. Thank you, Comic Book Countdown, and thank you for joining us. Appreciate you. All right. Let's get on. This is your first full appearance of Gaslamp. This is 14. Okay. Strange Academy. Here is his first cover appearance, and then they did a second print with him on the cover. I believe they just, what did they do, Aaron? Like change the colors around on the trade or something like that.
They made it a color splash cover where they took out a certain tint, and then I think they changed the color of the trade, if I'm not mistaken, or they gave the whole cover like a red tint or something like that.
Gotcha.
I can't remember exactly what, but like, yeah, it's something very simple. Like, it's still the exact same cover.
Gotcha. All right, let's get on to number 3. This is a fun one. Oh, man. We are looking at the first appearance of the Batman clone. This is Batman 682. This is the limited Tony Daniels variant. This is from 2009. This book was very sought after for a long time. I know a lot of people that are still looking for this book to drop, and right now might be a good time. First appearance of the Batman clone, which is this guy right here. Sorry, my bad. I wonder, hey, just to let you, is he eventually turn into Batman at last? Because he definitely looks like him. But yeah, first appearance of the Batman clone. We're looking at this limited Tony Daniels variant. I know a lot of people on eBay have this listed as a 1 in 25, but But Mile High and my comic shop have this as a limited variant. So I don't know what, and usually they're pretty good about putting, at least my comic shop is. But yeah, raw copies near mint minus or better. January 2023 through a 90-day average of this time last year. Average fair market value for these raw high grade copies, $65 US. Now we go here about a year later for the same book, same raw copy, same grade. Average fair market value now $35. That is down at or about 46%. And I wanted to add that CGC 9/8s are now selling for $90. They were at about $140. Those are also down 36%. Here's a screenshot of the 9/8 that just recently sold, and then a $28 sale for this limited Tony Daniels variant. What do you think about this, Aaron?
I always like this cover. I never knew why it was important, so it's kind of nice to learn that. Yeah, I mean, it's a great Joker cover. First appearance of Batman clone. Like I don't think you can go wrong with either one of those plays.
Yeah, I agree. I love the cover too. I mean, I'm a Tony Daniels fan. I always like Tony Daniels art. Yeah, I $35. I mean, if I saw this at a shop for $25, I definitely would pick it up. Probably would pay up to $35 for it, but I'm not really going online to look for this book at $35. But on the other hand, though, this might be another situation where I might look at that CGC 9/8 for $90. Unless I can, now I'm thinking about it with all this 9/9 stuff coming. Maybe I'll look for a raw copy and press for a 9/9. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, this is a really cool book. Don't know much about the character. I would like to learn more. I'm probably going to read when I get offline.
But it's the higher the heat you go with it, that guarantees the 10. Is that how it works, right? the 9/9s and 10s, like the higher the heat, right?
Well, here's the thing about this particular 2009 book is they have glossy pages, and if the heat goes higher, those pages are going to stick together. It's going to cause flaring throughout the book, and it's going to be hard to get that even back. You have to do a lot of troubleshooting if you get a little too hot. And then once those pages stick together, you have probably maybe less than a 50-50 chance of getting those things separated without having some kind of pole. Yeah, color pole. Yeah. All right. Let's see here. Let's hit the chat here real quick, and then we'll get on to our last book. There's a little bit of spec presentation with it. Your boy the alien says got this Tony Daniels book on the Simple Tragic website for $8. They might still have copies. Thank you for that. All right, guys, you heard it first. Your boy the alien got this Tony Daniels book on Simple Tragic website for $8, and they might still have copies. So check them out if you're looking for this book for $8. Spidey Guy Murph says it's one of those shows that I would lobby for. Okay, he's talking about Cloak and Dagger. Gotcha. They're
I did watch Cloak and Dagger. I did enjoy that series.
I love that these guys just chatted up in the comments like hot 10. I love it. Love you guys. You guys are awesome, man.
That's why all our shows have the best chat, because it's a community of people that know each other from YouTube live chats, right?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So it's always interesting to see like this, what our conversation kind of sparks into the next conversation.
Yeah, definitely.
It's kind of like, it's almost like eavesdropping at a con without eavesdropping, right?
There you go. Yeah. It's like I do that a lot too. My dad always makes fun of me. Like, so we go into places and like I'll just start talking. Talking to somebody. Like,
you've known them. Like you've known them for like,
I've known them. And my dad, yeah. And my dad's like, man, that's really good. You can just talk to people. And I'm like, I can't believe I just told that person about this new Netflix movie. I was like, like it's just, I don't know. It's funny. JLS in the house. JLS Jesse. Make sure you guys subbed up to JLS Comics YouTube channel. Very good dude. I know him. He's super smart when it comes to comic books, origins, first appearances, when it comes to all that spec and market stuff. And he also is a by heart longtime collector, and he reads all of his stuff. And if you don't have time to read your books, make sure you go to his YouTube channel. He goes over origins, first appearances, lets you decide as well. Explains it all. So JLS in the house. Thank you, Jesse. Jeffrey Drake saying, hit the thumbs up, guys. 40 watching, only 25 like. It's okay, guys. I understand. I forget to like stuff all the time. I try to like everybody's stuff, but I appreciate it because I know how much work goes into this and how much time. So, but yeah, if you don't like it, all good. All good. No worries. We're still friends. All right. Let's go. Let's get this back up. Let's go to the number 2 book on Buy the Dip, episode 18.1. We are looking at Miss Marvel number 18 from this 1977 series, volume 1, specifically in a CGC 9.8. This book is affordable in a 9.8 right now, if you can find one. Miss Marvel 18, 1978 release from the 1977 Volume 1 series, Marvel Comics, CGC 9.8 near mint, first appearance of Mystique in full. CGC 9.8's multiple sales. I would say about a 9-month average, a little over, or a little over. Multiple sales come out to $1,339 of this book. Okay, this pretty substantial key, especially, and you would never know it's such an important X-Men character, first appearance in full in here. But now we're looking at that this same book, same grade, this month over the last 30 days, multiple sales, average fair market value $950. That is down at or about 29%. And before I move on to Aaron's analysis, I want to go ahead and add here, in case you don't know, most of us do, Miss Marvel 17 is your actual second cameo appearance of Raven Darkholm, who's the human side of Mystique, or not human side, I'm sorry, the good side of Mystique. Professor X's Raven, right? But it's kind of like that whole who was that person, Aaron, that person that scroll we were all specking on, Veronica, the Scroll Queen. It's kind of like, you know how she makes her first appearance in New Avengers 1 or 3 or 4, where she's actually like, she's either Julia Carpenter or Jessica Drew. It's that you don't know it's her until later in the issues, and then she shapeshifts later. But that's kind of what's happening here. And then you have 16, which a lot of people I know, they consider 16 and 18 like hand in hand, get them both. But to me, I think 18 is the book. But here is your first cameo appearance of Mystique, but she's disguised as an unknown woman. So I don't know how far you want to take that, but it is known that this book is sought after. I just wanted to bring that up.
I mean, but at that point in time, you like, if it's like an unknown woman that's within the book or whatever, that's like saying the same thing about Spider-Gwen and Lady Thor and that random ass like Hawkeye versus Deadpool book 0, right? That's Spider-Gwen's first appearance because it predates Edge of Spider-Verse 2 and predates Jane Foster as Thor. Like you don't know who those those people are in the background, so like it could be almost anyone. Like,
yeah, exactly. That's it. Let me add to that and I'll let you finish. I'll give you a perfect example. Do you remember? It was maybe like 2-3 years ago. We were in Tales from the Flip Side, and we all had that Yelena Belova first as a Thunderbolt spec.
Oh yeah.
And then CVSI came back and they said, "Oh, it's not 131." I could be wrong with the issues. It was 7 or 8 issues later. They find out that Yelena was actually shapeshift. It was actually not Yelena. It was Natasha. So just to go on what you were saying, it's kind of like, I look at it as like, wow, that's the writer's way of retconning something so they can go a different direction than what they had planned. Or maybe that's what they had planned first and this worked out, so they're going to keep going that direction.
Well, I mean, like you see it with a lot of characters, that especially shape-shifting characters, right?
Right.
Like Domino's first appearance, right? Like, is it New Mutants 98, or is that actually Copycat? And is it X-Force, like whatever early issue versus 11?
or like Valkyrie, like when Enchantress is disguised as Valkyrie in that Avengers book, but I don't believe Barbara, I forgot her last name, of Valkyrie, doesn't even show up in full until I think Defender 4. But a lot of people think that's Valkyrie's first appearance, but that's actually Enchantress. So it's an interesting concept that we have in the comic book debates community, I guess you can say. Late Night Comics says, I can't spec and hunt much overseas. I wish this channel growth and both of you success. Thank you very much, Late Night. Man, thank you for joining us. Appreciate you, man. Awesome. All right. Now you guys know JLS has a really good YouTube channel. Make sure you guys are subbed up to him. I'm really glad you guys are finding out about this. I watch his channel all the time religiously. I don't leave a lot of comments, but I will say what's up to him. But thank you, Jesse, for joining us.
Oh yeah, Magic's has 5 or 6 first appearances as well. Yeah.
It's kind of like that whole Betsy Braddock and
starting with like what giant size X-Men #1, right? Like she's not named what's her name? Ilian whatever. Like she's not named in that issue, but she's named as Colossus' sister.
Right.
And then yeah, so
I mean, personally, when it comes down to this book, I think at $9.50, I'm a buyer. I'm a buyer of this book based on the numbers that I've seen. But here's the thing that I noticed is that there's just not a lot of 9/8 of this book out there. I checked the census, and I think the census said 54 or 154. And then when I was looking at sales, I could only find the sales that were the recent. And then, of course, the cover price data from last year. So, interesting. So make sure you guys know Miss Marvel 17 is your second cameo of Raven Darkholm, disguised as Nick Fury and Contessa. And then you have your issue 16, which is your first cameo of Mystique, but disguised as an unknown woman. I don't know how far you want to take that. I think 18 is the book. That's just my personal opinion. But I want to go ahead and mention, we have this book for multiple reasons, but the main reason is Rogue, right? Especially if you have it in a newsstand. Kudos to you in a high grade. But you also get your first cover appearance of Mystique on here. And a lot of people kind of forget about that because of the fact that there's so much going on with this book.
Isn't the question mark? Isn't that Rogue too?
Yeah, it's first appearance of Rogue. First appearance of Rogue. First cover appearance of Mystique.
Wait, is that her? Is this Rogue's first cover appearance too? Because she's in that question mark.
Yeah, that's her silhouette, right? And then I think it's like I want to say there's 2 books that are tied to Rogue's first, like where she actually appears on the cover. It's a ROM book, and the other one is an Avengers book. I want to say I can't remember what it is, but they came out I think almost the same day.
Yeah,
but yeah. So interesting. And then let's see here. I want to bring this up. This is Uncanny X-Men 199. This is another dollar bin book. This is when the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants becomes the Freedom Force. Mystique, Blob, Destiny, Spyro, Avalanche, and Pyro. Obviously, no Magneto. And then Rachel Summers as the second Phoenix, which I think this book could be something interesting down the line. So just keep an eye on that one. It's a cheap dollar book. I wouldn't put too much into it, but just keep your eye on it. And then I wanted to bring this up here, some modern stuff. Mystique revealed to be the mother of Graydon, Creed, and a Nightcrawler, which I think is very important to the X-Men storyline, especially the fact that she's the mother of Nightcrawler. And then I wanted to bring up this one as a kind of a cool little tidbit. This is X-Men number 6 from the I want to say 2012 series, and it's the Battle of Adam storyline. It's your first appearance of Ray's Darkholm, which is the child of Wolverine and Mystique, obviously out of continuity. But that's a fun one because there's so many stories I've read with Mystique and Wolverine flirting with each other, but then to find out they have a child in this issue is pretty interesting. Right. Before we get to the number one book, let's get into the chat real quick. So Funhouse is saying that Otani hit 118.7 mile per hour, hardest home run of the year. They beat the Nationals. Yeah, I saw it live. I was actually watching Bryan's show and I saw that live. It was pretty exciting. I'm a big
Nice.
Otani fan. Spidey guy says, like when the first appearance of Domino was actually not Domino, but a shapeshifter or some shit who was acting as Domino. Totally. Yeah, that's exactly what you and Aaron are running parallel with that one. DZ Comics, what up, man? What up, man? Thank you. Thanos was a robot. Yeah, interesting. That was in the Captain Marvel run, right? What was that? 24, 25, 26, something like that? Or was that in the Iron Man? No, Iron Man 55, he was Thanos, right? And then in the Captain Marvel, he was the robot. I don't know. Or which one was he the helicopter? And which one was he the baby? And which one was
What if
thank,
Thanos was everything?
thank you, DZ. Appreciate you. My dog's back here crying. Okay. All right. Let's get into the number one book. Before we get into that, let's welcome in Tony Blue Green Artifacts. He says, "What's up, gents?" Thank you, Tony Fix, for joining us. Spidey Guy Murph says, "Is it Rogue's first appearance technically tied with being in a ROM book?" No, so it's the actual cover appearance of where she actually shows. So she shows up on a ROM. I want to say ROM 34. ROM 34, and I think and then it's the same week or same day an Avengers book where she's on the cover. I can't remember which one it is. It's her second appearance, I think, technically, and those two are tied. Second appearance. Rogue's first appearance is in that annual 10. So all right, Brett Hess, what up, man? He said, "What's up, guys?" All right, thanks for joining us. Appreciate you, brother. All right, let's get into number one. Aaron looks like he's on his last leg over here. All right, let's go to number one, By the Dip, 18.1 episode. Thank you guys for joining us. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers. Let's go to the number one book on our By the Dip list. We are looking at Werewolf by Night. This is number one. This is the 1 in 100 Mike Plug Hidden Gem variant. Raw copies, very fine, near mint or better. This is your first appearance of Jake Gomez as Werewolf by Night. You actually get him as a human at the front of cover A, first printing. And here he's actually the werewolf. So take it as you want it. But April 2023 through the beginning of October 2023, average fair market value for this beautiful 1 in 100 was $150 US. We go a little over a year later this month, 2024, average fair market value now down to $59. That is down 61%. And there was also a sale here for $43.99 and another sale for $52. And the same guy that had the $52 sale sold one not last month, February, for $28.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I thought this was a steal. I think this is a great cover. I think this is it's a long-term character, don't get me wrong, but it's a fun character spec on, especially with all the monster stuff coming to live action and or animation. And there just was not a lot of orders for this book. I remember Comic-Con did drop the orders, the estimated orders for the regular. I think it was around 30,000 for a number one issue and a 1 in 100. Just estimating here, 1% max of that. Let's say 35,000 out there. You got 350 copies of this, maybe 400 total. What do you think about this play, Aaron?
I like the 1 in 100 hidden gem variants. I feel like a lot of those go underappreciated, and then they fall under the radar. And then when something happens to one of these artists or whatever, then all of a sudden it's like, I was a true collector this entire time. I have to have it. I have to have this book, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then, they buy it last minute or whatever.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, we were in Flipside when this book came out. And I remember we were like, ooh, we were more in tune with the variants, with these incentives. It was the 1 in 200 and this 1 in 100. And then, once the book came out that week, I remember we read it. I want to say it was Long Short. It told me, oh, it's Jake Gomez on the front of cover A. So I was pretty excited about that. I like this book. I like this character. I like this run. I'm going to show you another book in this run you guys should consider or think about that is way down in value. And that is this one here for issue 2. It's a 1 in 25 and it's beautiful. This is a Pheno 1 in 25. There's just not a lot out there. It's a tough book in high grade with all that black. This was the second sale. There was actually 2 sales. There was one sale for $4.50. The guy marked it near mint, and this guy didn't mark it near mint, but he marked it. This isn't the book. This is just the image. And then this guy marked his at no near mint, but he sold it for $3.24 for 1 in 25. That probably had about 10,000 or less orders on the issue 2.
Well, yeah, because I was going to assume that for issue 2, the orders dropped it by half.
Yeah.
So.
And there's a 1 in 25 for issue 3. That's phenomenal as well. And then in the last issue was issue 5. There's a badass GIST cover or GIST that's just open to order. Actually, I'll show it to you guys. A lot of people, I showed it on the Hot 10 before. It's nothing special. It's not like an incentive, but the art on it is so good. Is it 5 or is it 4? I think it's 4. Let me see. Let me see. Yeah, here it is right here. So let's go ahead and yeah, so here it is right here. That's the GIST cover or GIST or whatever. I think that's badass, dude. That thing is badass. I don't see any of these in the wild. Seen a few online. I know they're down in value. And this book was at one point was like $30, and then it started hovering around like 25, and now I think it's down between $5 and $15. It's another book that's tough and high grade with the way the black and the blue fur is right there. What's going on here? Sorry,
because you're like because we're 6 months away from Halloween, so like no one cares about Halloween books right now. The people that are picking up the Halloween stuff now to sell in October, those are the smart people.
Oh yeah, totally. Here is that 1 in 25 right here I was talking about for issue 3. That thing is badass, dude. And I didn't check the Comic-Con numbers, estimated orders or whatever, but I could imagine there's just not this was not ordered that much. This cover is by James Stocco. That is a really nice cover.
I don't think I've ever seen that cover before.
The late great Jeffrey Viragi does the interiors too. So yeah, but yep. And that is it for Buy the Dip episode 18-1. Appreciate you guys, all the compliments. Wilbur is saying he's surprised by that data. I think Aaron and I are in agreement with you, brother. AZ saying nice call. Appreciate you, man. AOA says Mike Plug sounds like an insult. Funhouse has a whole mini series of this. I definitely believe that. Of course he would. Very sharp collector. Planet AZ says, right, Aaron, the time to buy horror books is now. Totally agree. Awesome Sauce Adam says, holy shit, Wolverine just spreading his seed around everywhere, and every timeline Wolverine is a whore. He's talking about the werewolf. Well done, your boy, the alien. And Pan AZ says, and if you want the Halloween book of this year, pick up Dave Stevens' cover for Elvira 11. That'll be huge in October. Thank you for the cornbread. That is Elvira number 11 coming up here in October. Dave Stevens' cover for that. He's saying that pick up Elvira 11 and then flip it around Halloween. I believe that's what he's saying. So the book's obviously already out. And then Funhouse says, I got that gift cover right now in my hand. Appreciate you. All right. Let's do you have any pickups, Aaron?
I have a couple things I could show off, but I'm looking for a giveaway.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and start the pickups real quick while Aaron's doing that. So I went to my LCS today. Shout out to Comics, Tunes, and Toys in Tustin. They just had some freaking bum steal a bunch of freaking books from them, like a ton of books went in there. I mean, I shouldn't call him a bum. Could be on hard times. Who knows? But it's not right. You're stealing from LCSs. So, yeah, it kind of pissed me off. But anyways, all right. So I grabbed this from them. This is Something the Killing of the Children, number 11. This is the sketch. and this artist did a full blown what do you call that remark and sketch on there with color, and it says Bo after McFarlane. Is that who is that? It was $20, and I got this one for free. They gave me this one just to have it, so I was just like, "Fuck, I'll take that. I'll take that all day."
I mean, it's like a homage to
ASM 300, yeah,
or 301, whatever.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, so I thought that was interesting. This was $25. I just paid ratio. It's probably what it's worth now online, but it was on the Hot 10 and I wanted it. I passed on it on my comic shop on release day. I didn't pre-order it. And I was like, I'm not sure about this one. I think it's a Declan Shalvey. And yeah, I ended up hitting the Hot 10. So I was like, okay, I like Thrawn. I believe this was on the Hot 10 last week, right? Or was it on the Almost 10?
One of the two.
Yeah, the Rion Gonzalez. And then I got the What If Venom number 3. This is the design with Doctor Strange Venomize. And I got some cards and stuff, but nothing too substantial. What do you got? What's going on, Aaron? Are we doing the we're doing the giveaway?
So I'll do one pickup that I did do or did receive. I picked up this. I'm pretty sure I've shown this. But it's the Dirty Pair #1, the Adam Hughes cover, where it's a homage to Planet Comics.
Oh, so, wow. That's tight, dude. That's tight.
Yeah. Nice. So I'm going to send it out to Joe for pressing. So there's like one little corner edge problem, but Joe said he would take a look at it. I'm looking at the spine now. I'm like, kind of like, it's all right. Yeah. I just wanted a copy. But yeah, I don't have very much other pickups because I was out of town. But I didn't see a lot of people writing cards or comics for the giveaway wheel for last week's show. But
you wanna push it over next week?
Nah, I mean there's plenty of names. But I'll just give away comics because we are a comic-based show. So this is everyone that left a comment last
Good luck,
week,
everybody.
And I'm going to give away a Edge of Spider-Verse #3. This is a
love that
1 in 25 variant, and then I will also give away the Spider-Boy #1 Aha.
Wow, that's tight.
Yeah. I like this cover a lot. So
I like this. I like them both. I like the Spider-Gwen. I actually thought the Spider-Gwen was going to do better because of the background. The background is like Spider-Verse.
It's a cool. I mean, it's a cool cover. I mean,
I love it.
I bought 2, and then so I'll give away 1. So this is for anyone that left a comment last week on was it on the rewind or whatever.
Good luck, everybody. No whammies, no whammies, no whammies.
Oh, I did open a hobby box of F1 stuff, but I have those cards on the side.
Do you have Funhouse in there? Because he says he didn't leave a comic last week. Oh well.
Oh, my bad.
Don't worry about it, Funhouse. Once we hit 1,000, I'm sending you something. So.
Oh, it's AHA 1 in 50. Oops. We're still giving it away.
Is it a 1 in 50? That Spider Boy?
I don't know. Is it?
Mab comic fan?
Mab comic fan.
Spidey Guy Murph. I thought it was on him. Mab comic fan. Congratulations. Are you doing 2 or is it for both of them?
It's up to you. I don't care.
Oh, okay.
Should I separate them or should I?
It's your giveaway. You do what you want, brother. You do what you want.
Here, let's do this. We'll say that was for which one? For the Edge of Spider-Verse. So message me, Mab Comic Fam, and then give me a second. Let's give away. Oh wait, yeah, I already said that I would give both of those to that person. So let's give away something else for people watching the show now.
Okay.
I think that's too elaborate of a gift. Let's see.
Here, I'll just give some away. We'll do cards. Ready?
Are you sure?
Yeah, we'll give away this
Oh.
Jalen Hurts rookie card. Let's go.
Okay. All right.
Jalen Hurts, select rookie. It's in beautiful shape.
All right. So this is for people that have participated in chats all throughout the night. So I'll see if people say more stuff if the numbers go up. So yeah. So we'll let this gather for a couple minutes. To see if names increase. So
let me see here. I have something else here. I'm gonna add to it, but I can't find it. It's actually would be a good little pairing.
No, Crimson Terror. Okay, so if you're watching live now, we're giving a giveaway. So you just have to say something in chat. I do see the numbers going up.
Okay,
I think to a point it does just like it does grab comments from earlier, but I don't know how much earlier because I didn't have it running the entire show.
So this is what we're giving away, folks, or for this one right here. Okay, we're gonna give away a Jalen Hurts rookie card select 2020 select. We're gonna give away a short print insert of Devontae Smith's rookie, the rookies. It's a refractor. This is one of my favorite inserts. And to add on top of that, we're going to put a Jamar Chase rookie card. This is a prestige, but these are in the uniform. The prestige, you usually don't have the uniform, but this is from the Chronicles prestige. And last but certainly not least, I'm going to add in this Anthony Richardson pink patch, prism patch. You're going to get all of these right now, just one shot. Here you go. And they're all good investments, and they're all good players to watch. So good luck
to everyone that participated in the chat. Oh, Funhouse.
See what I'm saying? Funhouse.
Let's go, Mike.
Of course he won. So Mike, you got the Anthony Richardson pink relic patch. Okay, rookie card of Anthony Richardson. You got the Jamar Chase rookie card 2021 Prestige Chronicles, where they're in the uniforms. You get the Devontae Smith, the rookies refractor insert, short print refractor. And then, of course, you get the Jalen Hurts 2020 Select Football rookie card. Congratulations, brother.
Yeah, there's no way for us to rig this because it's something that StreamYard generates.
Hey guys, yeah. I have not sent out the Planet X giveaway from last week, so bear with me. I'm in this massive pressing submission right now, and I had to repress a lot of these books, and it's taking a long time. It's taking a lot out of me, so just hang in there. I'll send it this week, definitely. No later than the 1st. I'll definitely, and then Funhouse, I'll send your stuff on the 1st. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you guys for anything you want to add, Aaron.
Mab comic fans, make sure to hit me up on IG, and that's probably the easiest way to get a hold of me. I don't check my email very often, so there's no point in blasting my email address out there.
Funhouse says,
and then my band also released cassette tapes. So if you're following me on Instagram, I updated my link tree. There's a link directly to the record company. My band hasn't gotten our copies yet, so if you want a copy, they're $10 or anyone that collects physical media or cassette tapes.
Yeah, I need you. I want a CD. I want a 7-inch, and I want a cassette tape. Do you have any shirts?
We have shirts right now, and then
you have vinyl coming, right?
Eventually, but so we have cassettes out right now. So we're working our way up. You know what I mean?
I hear you. Before we go, Spidey Guy Murph says, "Hey guys, do you know? Did Hood actually get that Unequal and Spider-Man book showing it off, or did he pass the book for someone and showed up like it was his? I don't know which book that is, my man. So, yeah, well, I want a 7-inch. Are you hungry? I got a foot long and a bag of nuts. All right, guys. Thank you guys for joining us. We are Spec Media. We'll see you next week. Adios.